San Francisco, Lisbon, Venice, your shitty hometown. Wherever you go, you want to take amazing photos, but half the time, you just end up with shit like this. So, what's the secret? Do you go to the most popular spots? Do you get the best camera? Do you pay for that cringe tour guide? After traveling for a little while and coming back to my boring hometown, I realized that the answer was none of those things. Instead, I noticed that there are 4 things that actually make the biggest difference to your photos, and some of these are absolute game changers. Now, I'm going to get the most obvious one out of the way first, but seriously, I can't overstate how important this is. Literally, take your camera with you wherever you go. Whether you're off to buy a depressing microwave meal, or you're living your best life, drinking pina coladas and getting caught in the rain, bring your stupid little camera with you. It's not just about being ready to take a picture at any moment, it's also about being in that photographic mindset. It's like when you've got that camera with you, then you see things differently. And to me, seeing things differently, seeing things photographically, is one of the most valuable things you can do as a photographer. So just keep your camera on you. Don't give yourself any barriers. This has led me to so many photos that I would never have been able to take if I hadn't had my camera on me. I know it's insanely simple, but people don't do this shit. Once you've got your camera on you, you're gonna have to actually start banging out some top tier photos. And that's where my favorite rule comes in. I mean, it's kind of less of a rule, more of a mentality. Whenever people go to a tourist town, they tend to photograph the same old stuff in the same old way. The Leaning Tower, the Colosseum, this fucking monstrosity. And well, that's boring. You easily miss the woods for the trees, or the trees for the woods, whatever. So this is where I try to get myself into a different mindset. I try to look at things differently. What can I photograph here that is more interesting? I'm not saying you should never include a tourist attraction in a photograph, but what I am saying is that maybe try and think, how can I include it, but have it look totally different to how everyone else shoots it? Or maybe it's just a small part of your image, it's not the whole subject. It's a cliche term, but trying to think outside of the box is a really good way to just get a whole different perspective from a place that is photographed thousands of times a day. Usually this makes for way more interesting photos, and it just puts you in that mindset to see what no one else is seeing, what no one else is looking at, or see it in a way that no one else is seeing it. So try to think outside the box in terms of composition, and don't get swept up in what everyone else is photographing. And this leads me on to something that's so effective, but people seem to forget about it all the time. But let me take a minute to talk about my free photography newsletter, where I share insights about how I completely revived my photography. If you sign up, then you'll get a free download that has 4 of the biggest steps that completely changed the game for me. And in the future, you'll get emails that are packed with useful information that you can use all the time in photography. So if you're into that, then sign up by the link below in the description. It's free, it's chill, it won't spam you, you're not going to get an email every day or anything crazy like that. But for now, let's get back to the good stuff. And here's something people forget all the time. Most people shoot in the middle of the day. And yeah, you can get good shots in the middle of the day. But really, most of the time, the best time is sunrise and sunset. And yeah, I know we all know there's blue hour, there's golden hour. We've all heard about it, but people easily forget. And if your photos are boring or they feel flat, then you really need that soft light that's coming in from these kinds of angles that creates loads of different shadows, loads of depth, and it feels really cinematic. But it's not just about the light. The whole mood changes. People are doing different things, people are acting differently, they're doing all different kinds of stuff in the morning and in the evening than they would be in the middle of the day. Not only that, often the streets are quieter as well. So you don't get this mess of tourists running around, because if you're there at 6 in the morning, they're still hungover, lying in bed in some Airbnb. So while I'd also love to be in bed like the little gremlin that I am, I try my best to get up as early as I possibly can when I'm traveling or just when I'm shooting in general, because you always end up getting way more interesting photos than if you'd just gone shooting in the middle of the day. And for me, often that's when you actually get photos that feel kind of special. And speaking of the shots that no one gets, when most people visit a new city, they go and see the sights. They go and see the things that everyone goes to see. And that's fine, you know, it's difficult. But the problem is, you're only really seeing the city on a surface level. You're just another tourist in the crowd. So what if you actually want to get interesting photos? Well then, you've got to get lost. Like literally, sometimes I just pick a random spot on the map and then walk to it. See what you see along the way, see what you find. Maybe you spot something along the way and you think, oh, I'm just going to take a complete detour and see what happens there. And for me, that's the difference between taking pictures of how the place feels and just taking the same old tourist photos. And at the end of the day, in my opinion, that is what photography is about. Trying to portray how somewhere actually feels, rather than, you know, everyone knows what the tourist attraction looks like and all that shit, but how does it feel to be there? That's what I think it's about. Maybe you don't, and if you don't, then you've probably just wasted like, I don't know, 7 minutes or 10 minutes. I don't know how long this video is going to be. So there you have it. Always have your camera on you. Try to take different pictures of tourist attractions if you're going to take pictures of them at all. Go out early, stay out late, and get lost, get off the beaten path, find some different shit that's going on in this city that you're in. Now, thanks for watching. It's really nice. Go and enjoy yourself. Maybe listen to a pan flute band, wrestle a badger, or much simpler, just go and watch another video.